Good morning. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to talk about when you look in a mirror, do you see less thans or lessons? Do you remember this line, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all? Does this look familiar? Now we all love to hate the fairy godmother or the stepmother in there because she's pretty nasty. But what if she's asking that question because she really has a low self-esteem. Her self-image is not very good. You know, as I was digging through some photographs and scanning through some digital photographs, I realized in my last 35 plus years of marriage, there are very few pictures of me. Now, here's the reason I give you. It's because I was the one behind the camera. But that's not totally the truth. The truth is, I don't like pictures of myself. I don't, because when I look at those pictures, they remind me in the last several years of how unhealthy my body has been, but also my heart, my mind, and my soul. You see, there was a lot of inner work that needed to be done. But I want to ask you a question. Mirrors, we look in those every day, right? How many times a day do you think you look in the mirror? I'd love for you to just post a number in the comments. Go ahead and be brave and post that number in the comments. Do you think it's 5 times a day? Do you think it's 20 times a day? Now, as I'm talking about mirrors, I'm also talking about reflective surfaces. Let's say you're in the car driving and you look in the rearview mirror and you catch your reflection. That counts. And does that reflection stop you for just a second? So go ahead and put that number in the comments. Well, there's an interesting study that was done in the UK that says some women look at themselves in a reflective image at least 30 times a day. Now, men, lest you think you get out of this, you're about 18 times a day. So it's not just a female phenomenon. But in our image-obsessed culture, we judge ourselves and others based on what we see, the reflection in the mirror. And over the last 9 months, as I've been recovering from my food addiction and working through some self-image issues with the Lord, He's been teaching me some lessons about self-image and about my appearance in the reflection. There are 10 lessons that He's been teaching me, and I wanted to just briefly list some of those for you. Your self-image has nothing to do with this reflection. Did you know that? This only gives me a snapshot of this moment in time. It does not tell me who I am. The second one is how others view you does not define your self-worth. For someone who's suffered from abuse or any kind of real negative, controlling atmosphere, this is a big one because your self-worth can get wrapped up in what other people say about you, the names that they give you, or whatever. But your image does not, and what others see on the outside does not define your self-worth. Outward beauty only reflects the inner beauty. This is a tough one. This is the one that God and I have been having to wrestle through in the last 9 months. See, this image reflects what's going on inside. Gratitude is a great game changer. You know, you've been around negative people. I've been around negative people. You know, we think about the story of Eeyore in A.A. Milne's famous character, where he walks around with a cloud over his head all the time. He is sure that the world is going to deal him harm every single day. No matter what happens, of course it's going to happen to Eeyore. But when we practice gratitude, it changes our attitude. It changes how we view the world. The fifth one is negative influences damage your whole psyche. Now, there's lots of studies on this, and in my blog post today, you're going to read some other studies that I've linked to that talk about how negative influences really do damage you, not only in your mind and in your attitude and your emotions, but also in your physical body. Creates stress. If you're a depressed person, it actually creates more depression. So there's 5 more lessons that I talk about in the blog, and I'm going to drop that link in the comments for you. So go ahead and click on that after the video is done, and I'd love to hear your comments about that. So as I've talked about these first 5 reasons, your self-image has nothing to do with the reflection, and how others view you doesn't define your self-worth. The third one, outward beauty only reflects the inner person. 5, gratitude is a game changer. Or 4, I'm sorry. And 5, negative influences damage your entire psyche. Which one of those resonates with you? I'd love you to leave a comment and tell me why. So today, as you're going through your day, I want to remind you that in Psalm 139, God says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. That isn't fearfully, there isn't negative. It means that it was intentional. He crafted you, to be exactly the perfect image bearer of himself. Isn't that awesome? God made you exactly like you are, and there's a specific reason. So today, I want you to hear the truth of God's word, of God, who God says you are. Not this reflection that's only a moment in time. And honestly, tomorrow it's probably going to look different. I have a good friend who wrote a book that says, My hair and God's mercies are new every morning. That's Yvette Marr. And I relate to that. My hair, I never know what's going to do. It's going to do every day. And if I go out in the rain or humid weather, it is stick straight and it's hanging in my eyes. But you know what? That's not who I am. Who I am is a perfect image bearer of Jesus Christ. So remember, the mirror simply reflects the inner person in a moment in time. Have a great day. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk with you soon.